Hi, I'm Charl from Pangolin Photo Safaris here in Chobe National Park this morning on the Chobe River. A question that I get often asked is, what is the stabilization modes, the 1, 2 and 3? What is the difference between them and how to use them? Although I'm going to talk this morning about the Canon lens, this should be also very similar on other manufacturers. In this video, I will explain in a very easy and simplified way what image stabilization is, how it works, and how you can apply the 3 different modes to different situations. If you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the bell icon, where you'll be notified on a weekly basis when we upload new videos where we give tricks and tips about wildlife photography. What is image stabilization and how does it work? Not all lenses have built-in stabilization, so please make sure to look at your lens. 2 ways you can see it. Top of your lens, normally it will be written as well. It shows IS on Canon lenses, which stands for image stabilization. Or on the side of your lens, you can also see there will be a switch stabilization on and off. There are different types of image stabilization that can help you compensate for any camera shake when you handhold a camera and lens. In today's video, I will only talk about optical lens stabilization. IS for Canon image stabilization, or VR in Nikon lenses, vibration reduction. OS, optical stabilization in Sigma, and so on. Optical stabilization works inside your lens. So whenever you move your camera like this, there's a sensor that will detect the movements, and there's a special group of floating elements that will shift and counteract for that specific camera movement or camera shake. So why do we need image stabilization? As mentioned before, it's all about the camera shake. And focal length also plays a big factor. Increasing your focal length doesn't only magnify your subject, but also magnify the effect on your camera shake. So rules of thumb says your minimum shutter speed should be equal or higher than the focal length that you are using. In my case, I have 100 to 400 here. So on a full frame, zoom all the way in on 400 millimeters, I need then a minimum shutter speed of 400. If I would pull my zoom back, let's say to 200, I would need then a shutter speed of 200. However, in low light conditions, it can sometimes be very challenging shooting with fast shutter speeds, as you might have high ISOs. This is where image stabilization can help us out. Enabling image stabilization means we can lower the shutter speed, and this will also bring your ISO down. You might ask, by how much can you lower the shutter speed? Well, this all depends on the generation of lens you have. So in my case, I have the 100 to 400 Mark II of Canon, new generation. And as indicated by Canon, this lens has 4 stops of image stabilization. So if I am all the way zoomed in on my 400 millimeter, I start counting back 4 stops from a 400 of a second shutter speed. This works by increments of thirds. So this means 400, work my way down. 200 will be your first stop. 160, 125, 100 is your second stop. 180, 60 to 50 will be the third stop. 40, 30 and 25, that is 4 stops of image stabilization. And with image stabilization on now, you should be able to get the same sharpness on your image handheld. Even with image stabilization on, you still need to try and hold the camera and lens as steady as possible. A small trick, try to tuck in your elbow as close as possible to your body, and this will help you to be steady as you can. So which mode of image stabilization should you use? Most mid-range or high-end level Canon lenses have 3 different modes for different scenarios. Mode 1 is your most commonly used stabilization in handheld situations for static subjects. As long as you keep your shutter button halfway, it will be active, and when you look through your viewfinder, moving your camera slightly to the left or right, you can see how the image gets stabilized just by having your button halfway pressed on your shutter. Mode 2, same as in mode 1, the image stabilization gets activated as soon as you press your shutter button halfway. The difference with this mode is that this mode is designed to pan with your moving subject. For example, birds in flight or moving animals. When you pan horizontally, left or right, image stabilization will compensate for the up and down movement. Same way if you will pan in a vertical position, the image stabilization will compensate for the left and right movement. The image stabilization won't interfere with the panning direction that you will move. Unlike in mode 1 and 2, in mode 3, the image stabilization only gets activated once you press your shutter button in completely to take the image. This of course can save a lot of battery and can be very useful if you are constantly distracted by the movement of the image stabilization in your viewfinder, and maybe you prefer more the natural feel when looking through your camera. I personally have my image stabilization switched on all the time. As a wildlife photographer, I take pictures a lot out of the hand and also take photos in low light conditions. Generally, I prefer to have my image stabilization on mode 1. Unless I do panning photography, then I will switch to mode 2. I tend not to use mode 3 because I prefer the stabilized view in my viewfinder. The only time that I switch off my image stabilization is when I do astrophotography or night photography, when my camera is on a tripod. Please let me know in the comments down below what image stabilization you're using and why. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you for watching and see you soon.